Okay. So this one ain't gonna be long. Um, Here's the thing. I'm a Saints fan. Yeah, we finna talk about football real quick. I made a statement on Twitter saying that if Pittsburgh does not finish undefeated, or basically if they lose a couple games, I think Sean Payton will probably be coach of the year, or should be. Now, a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. Here's my thing. I'm not taking away from the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're having a phenomenal season. I like Mike Tomlin as a head coach. He gets a lot of unnecessary flack. Matter of fact, he was in the hot seat prior to the start of this season. I get it. Injuries, AB, dissension in the locker room, and yet he's still on top. Kudos to the brother. Kudos to the organization. But excuse me. Here's my thing. I'm a biased Saints fan, but I'm gonna look at this from an unbiased lens. Okay. Obviously, the Saints have 2 losses, so I get that. But check this out. Drew Brees has been hurt for a game, and they're projecting he won't be back to maybe week 14. So this was week 9, because we've had a bye week. No, week 11. So about 3 more weeks. So Brees will have missed 4 games. Michael Thomas missed 6 games. Emmanuel Sanders missed 2 games during the stint that Michael Thomas was out. The Saints have the number 1 seed in the NFC. And they have the number 1 seed despite missing 4 of their top probably 5 best players or weapons in Brees, Sanders, and Thomas. If the Saints finish with the number 1 seed, there has to be consideration for Sean Payton as coach of the year, especially if Pittsburgh loses some games in these last couple weeks. How many games? I'm not going to get into that. But let's just say, for all intents and purposes, both the Saints and Pittsburgh finished 13-3, right? For you to coach a team with injuries to like 4 of your 5 best players, let's just be honest. If you lose 4 of your 5 best players, including your quarterback, more than likely you're done. You're finna lose. But the Saints continue under Sean Payton to put out a product and win. I'm not saying to take away from Pittsburgh. Obviously, I honor and recognize what they've done. But the point being, what Sean Payton has done with the injuries to still have the number 1 seed is coach of the year level. He has to be in consideration at least, even if he doesn't win. He has to garner votes, even if they don't win. Even if he doesn't win it. I don't think what I'm saying is far-fetched. I don't think it's bad. I think if you look at it logically, he has a legit case. Okay, let's do this. Let's take Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, and Tyreek Hill and have them all injured at different points of the season. Do we expect them to win? Do we expect them to be like number 1 in the AFC? Probably not. Let's use another team. Aaron Rodgers. Matter of fact, let's just take Aaron Rodgers for like 5 games. We expect Packers to fall off. We're not even going to take Devontae Adams. We're just going to take Aaron Rodgers. If we take Devontae Adams, we don't expect him to win games. Okay, who else? Seattle. Russell Wilson, DJ Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Let's just rule them 3. Do we expect them to win any games? No. No, 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 and no. This is why I'm saying this. The expectation versus the job he's doing. And here's the thing. Sean Payton did this last year with Teddy Bridgewater. Yes, Teddy Bridgewater is obviously a starting caliber quarterback. We get that. Obviously, he still had his receivers and stuff, and we get that. And they never lost the game that Teddy started. He was 5-0. I get that. But given the circumstances of this year, to have missed your best receiver and best weapon for your quarterback for like half of the games that have been played, really over half, because they played 10 and he's been out 6 games. So he's only played 4 games this season. Missed your best weapon, and now your quarterback is going to be gone for what amounts to about 4 games. Then your second best receiver was out for 2 games, especially with your number 1 receiver. So you didn't have your 2 best receivers at one point. And you still are in first place? Again, I am saying strictly if Pittsburgh starts to lose games, as long as they're undefeated, fine. But if they lose a game or 2, maybe 3, I don't get how you cannot look at Sean Payton as coach of the year. I don't. It just doesn't make sense to me. You teams do not win when they're missing that many weapons. Granted, speaking of this, the defense has improved. The defense has been a monster recently. And Sean Payton is known for offense. Offensive guru, that's his thing. But the defense has been improving too. Again, much respect to Pittsburgh, Big Ben, Mike Tomlin, the entire organization. They are doing a phenomenal job. They're winning games, and they're doing it in fashion. Nothing but respect to what they're doing. But if they lose some games, I'll tell you what. I'll modify my assessment. I'm not gonna say if they lose 1. If they lose 2 games, I don't get how you don't start to look at Sean Payton for the job he's doing. Like, I'm telling you, there aren't many coaches outside of maybe Belichick who cannot have their main guns and still find a way to win. I don't think what I'm saying is controversial. I don't think what I'm saying is disrespectful. I think it's quite logical, actually. Now, obviously, if the Saints start to drop and lose like 3 or 4 games, this conversation is null and void. But as it stands, the Saints are 8-2, number 1 in the NFC, while all the other teams are dipping a little. Rodgers just lost. I think Russell Wilson lost the other day. Tampa Bay won yesterday, but we put it on them the week prior. Actually, we swept them for the year. I mean, I don't get how they, even now, he has to be in a discussion for Coach of the Year, even if he doesn't win it. But what I'm saying is, if they continue to win under these circumstances, I put it like this. There's a difference in coaching with all of your weapons and winning games, and there's a difference in coaching with missing your weapons and winning games, or winning just as many games. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Saints have won 7 straight, if I'm not mistaken. 7 straight games. Now, you might be like, well, Pittsburgh has won 10 straight, obviously, because they're undefeated. But the Saints were missing pieces in that stretch. The top 5 of the, 3 of the top 5 pieces of the team were gone or is gone right now, or throughout parts of the season. And they still have been winning. That's what I don't think people understand. They have been winning in spite of missing 3 of their top 5 players on your roster. That's a phenomenal coaching job. I mean, there's some other teams I think, like Gruden needs some credit for his coaching job. The Raiders have been looking fantastic, and I know people were talking about that loss to the Raiders was bad. I was one of the only people that said that's not a bad loss. I said it at the beginning of the season. It was not a bad loss. Now, weeks pass, I should say. People are now saying, hey, the Raiders are actually good. That loss they gave the Saints wasn't a bad loss. They almost beat the Chiefs yesterday. That team is not bad. So, like, I mean, I get it. And they lost Michael Thomas. I can't remember if they lost Michael Thomas that game or during that game. But that was crucial, critical. Phenomenal team. He needs to be in a coach of the conversation too. Miami's coach, I don't know his name right now. Name slips me. Needs to be in a coach of the conversation. Andy Reid, obviously, because of the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Got it. You know, the coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Like, there's some phenomenal coaching jobs going on right now. And I want to give shout-outs to some of these teams because a lot of this is going unnoticed, especially Oakland. I was high on Oakland this year. I was one of the few people saying anything about Oakland this year. Anything, because I know people didn't expect it. I said the Raiders are going to be good. This is year 2 under Gruden. Or year 2 or year 3. But I was like, okay, first year, maybe the first 2 years, okay, they're going to have to get used to it. You know, he's going to have to get his guys in, yada, yada, yada. Then he got his guys in, and they're getting used to the system. Now they're going out executing. The Raiders are back. But I called this. I said it. He's going to have to get Coach of the Year considered. Like, some of these guys, nobody expected the Miami Dolphins to have a winning record. Nobody. You know, I'm sorry. Like, some of these teams, and okay, I don't want to go on a rant, and I know let's go back to this short video, so let me hurry up and wrap this up before I go off. But if we as people, I guess I don't want to consider myself online media, but in sake of online media, if we don't give some of these people credit, they're not going to get credit on mainstream big media. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's talking about the Raiders. Nobody's talking about the Dolphins. I'm not even fans of those teams. But, or the Bills too, even though Bills got some respect because they've kind of been there now for the last couple of years. But, you know, you got to give credit what credit's due. Some of these coaches are doing fantastic fucking jobs, and it's going like under the radar. It's like, wow, they're good. It's like, why do you think they're good? Yes, the players, but the goddamn coach. The goddamn coach. But hey, yo, the Saints, 8-2, winning, missing key components. I don't get how you don't get consideration for Coach of the Year. Okay, even if you don't win it. You know, like I said, I'm fair. I understand Pittsburgh, Tomlin's going to get Coach of the Year if they go undefeated. He should. You know, even if they lose like a game, okay. But if they lose 2 or 3 games over like the next, whatever rest of the season is left, like, 6-7 weeks? I don't know if he gets Coach of the Year at that point. Now, if it's injuries and stuff that stacks up, okay, makes perfect sense. You know, but at the same time, I would sit there and be like, okay, well, shit, you know, fucking Sean Payton didn't have Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, or Emmanuel Sanders. He won. What the fuck? You know, see, that's all I'm saying. With all due respect. All fucking due respect. But he gonna have to get Coach of the Year consideration even if he don't win. You know, he need to get some votes. That's all I'm saying. You know, if Michael Tomlin go undefeated, go ahead and give him all the votes. Makes perfect sense. He deserves it. He earned it. But outside of that, man, look, it's your boy Jay Strokes. Peace.